Hello, and welcome back to another video. This is the infamous 3rd Avenue with the huge sewer potholes that I've mentioned in the past. I'm doing it again. I'm on 3rd Avenue on the upper east side of Manhattan. I'm heading north towards Harlem and then into the Bronx. That would be the South Bronx. And I won't be going too deep into the Bronx, but I will be getting in there hopefully in one piece. I am fully geared up, and so too should you be whenever you're going out for a ride. If you want to mic yourself up, and I want to talk to you guys about this because I get this a lot in the comments. If you want to mic yourself up and grab a camera and do all this while you are riding, by all means, but there are a few tips I would love to share with you guys in my years of doing this to help you do this safely and to do this in a manner where it will be fruitful and I guess safety is the main word I'm looking for here. So you can do this without distracting yourself and others and putting yourself in harm's way. So first and foremost, so if you're a non-rider or an early rider, what I like to call like a beginner rider, and you want to record your rides and talk and have yourselves a ride and chat, it's good therapy for you as the rider, and it's great for entertainment and education for people who watch you to learn about your life and your experience. Then you want to do a couple things. Here are my tips. First, make sure you get more experience riding. Make sure you have a good enough balance where balance isn't going to distract your focus away from the safety and from the riding. If you're kind of still figuring out how to navigate and move around, having a camera and having a mic and all this extra equipment may only add to the possible issues. So you want to minimize the issues by having plenty of miles. So ride around without a mic and without a camera for many, many miles. Go to the park. Like sometimes at night I think is good when it's not as crowded, and do laps and try to kind of, swerve a little bit and do a little bit of carving to help you like get more muscle memory and more repetition for your riding. That's my first tip, is gain as much experience points as you can riding and being safe prior to trying to just jump right out into the street and record yourself riding. Now, if you're going to record yourself riding, listen, everyone has their motives and their intentions, and nobody's inherently wrong or right in what they want. It's pure. It's what you want. But if you're doing it to kind of be like, oh yeah, like I want to look cool, or maybe I want to like update this, upload this to Instagram, and the whole purpose of my recording and riding is to, kind of to show my friends. And listen, there's nothing wrong with a little glamour. I think that's fine. But I think when you do that, you may accidentally blindside yourself and put yourself in harm's way without being ready for it. So be careful, whatever your intention may. I guess that can happen either way, but whatever your intention may be, just also remember that as much as there is glamour and glitz behind it, there is also a big responsibility for the other people around you that are on foot, pedestrians, cars, traffic, everything really. And so I guess the idea is try to have also intentions that you're helping yourself by having a camera, in case, if God forbid, any incident, you have some evidence or proof that might help, not necessarily will, but might. And then also that you're doing it so that anyone who also sees the videos you're sharing can learn from your experience and can see what you're doing and either emulate, maybe learn how to commute better, save some time on their commute, how to ride safer. So set a good example. And okay, so that's my first point. My second point is this. If you want to ride and record, there's a couple things. Let's get into the nitty gritty right now. You want to minimize the amount of equipment and stuff. So get yourself the most compact available microphones and so on, and things you can get your hands on. It may cost you a little bit to spend on some of the finer things, but what am I saying? I guess there's not too many options anyway. I mean, if you're going to get the camera, it's going to either be the Insta360 or the Hero Plus. I don't know what the GoPro is called, the Hero Pro or something, or Hero 360. That's really your only two options, I think. And as for the mic, I haven't seen anyone get a wired mic. Maybe one video once I saw somebody was using a wired mic connecting from the camera to the helmet, but that sounds dangerous and like creates the possibility of getting tangled up in the wire. So maybe you gotta, just make sure you got a wireless mic. What else? I'm trying to just clear my thoughts here so I can give you the purest advice I can about recording and writing. Okay, here's something that's more parental advisory related. As far as social media and YouTube and all these platforms, family friendly seems to be the direction that things are going. So things that can get your content flagged as maturity rating content, which by definition reduces a lot of your monetary eligibility and accessibility of your videos to people, are profanity, adult topics or adult behavior, smoking cigarettes or anything else, drinking, any adult themed activity can flag your content. I don't think I've ever gotten a maturity content warning on any of my, maybe once by accident, but I don't remember what it was that caused it. Oh yes, I do remember. I once got a fight. I caught a fight on tape. It wasn't my fight, but people were fighting, and I got a little yellow tick on that video saying adult content. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like you don't get a strike on your record or anything, but it just says this video will only be viewable by YouTube users who are logged in and are adults, and the video is only partially monetized, meaning you only get like a much smaller amount of monetization possible. Okay, the other thing is this: don't do this for monetization, people. If you think you're gonna grab a camera and hop on your wheel, I don't want to discourage you. By all means, go for it, especially if you can figure out like how to break new ground. But if you're doing this and you think this is going to be lucrative, I just want to let you know that it really pays very little. I mean, like, seriously, like, don't quit your job if you have a job. If you're making money by other means, don't give it up in exchange for this. I don't know what the future holds. I don't even know what other bigger YouTubers, wheelers like EUC guys are making, but I did do a little bit of preliminary mathematics on the whole thing, and I mean, you would have to be like well beyond what any current EUC YouTuber is doing. I mean, the only person that comes to mind is Rolls, because he actually has a few videos that have millions of views, and a few of you guys out there like do have millions of views on your channel. I think Hasiang comes to mind, Chooch, Marty, definitely Wrong Way. You guys have thousands and thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of subscribers, Kujiro. But even then, if you're not super consistent or super just like, I guess, great at storytelling and marketing and all this stuff and selling merch, I really don't see how YouTubing can be, or at least EUC YouTubing, can be profitable. I mean, it might be like good supplemental income, but you're really talking about $100 here and there at a time. You're not talking about thousands of dollars a month. I mean, in my opinion, you'd have to be making like tens of thousands of dollars per month to be like, oh wow, this is like a dream come true. This is incredibly rewarding. So I feel like a lot of guys think that once they get a few thousand subscribers, or once they just hop into this and do this for a year or two, they're going to be in that realm where like they're getting paid as much as a person who has a job making $50,000 a year. And I'm telling you, that is not the case. If you made $50,000 a year riding your wheel on YouTube, I think you'd probably have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's my estimation anyway. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something I'm not picking up on here, but that's just, you can look it up too and check out Social Blade and some of the other websites, the resources that tell you about YouTube and monetization. So if you're going to do this, I guess my point is to say that if you're going to do this, do it because you love it and are enjoying it, and don't raise your expectations so high, because it's very disheartening if you put yourself in a position where you feel like you're going to somehow like break the bank doing this, and Oh wait, break the bank? Yeah, like you're going to spend all your own money on all the equipment. You're going to spend everything. And then here's the other thing. A lot of times you end up buying all this stuff and you're not even using it. Like so many guys have like that I've had conversations with, they're like, yeah, I bought like the camera, I bought everything, and I almost never used. Like I recorded one video one time. It was very frustrating. It was very agonizing. And at the end, like I never even used it. I never uploaded it. The video was dark. I couldn't hear anything. It's so hard to edit. So if you're going to do this, you also want to do it in a manner where you're going to stick to it and it's not going to be too stressful, because essentially that's exactly what it is. It takes a while for the learning curve. It takes a lot of dedication. Again, you're not going to do any of that for money, because there's really no money, and you're not going to do it because of like any other impulsive reason. It's got to really just be driven by your own enjoyment of the activity, enjoyment of riding, and enjoyment of like making content, because you love making film, you love technology, you love doing all the things that you're doing, and that's the reward. Okay, other than that, you want to be good about recharging everything. You're going to find yourself going from, oh, it's just a camera, to, oh, now I need like the charger cable and how to transfer the data from the SD card. So I need a cable, now I need a laptop or an iPad. Now I also need, it just snowballs so quickly. Oh, now I need, oh, you know, it would be great if I had one of these. And oh, I need one of those. And before you know it, you're literally spending thousands of dollars on various equipment. And so be careful. It's a slippery slope, especially if you're financially, like if you're budget minded and you have to manage your funds well. Thank you. If you want to, you know, save money for something and things, and you end up going down this path, you're going to be spending out of pocket. Like you're not going to make the money from YouTube. Even an armor vest like this can cost upwards of $300. A good helmet can cost over $300. So before you know it, you're like nowhere near recouping any money. A wheel even is thousands and thousands of dollars. Like I couldn't even tell you how or when or why any money, like any percentage of the money. And I've been doing this for a couple of years. And again, I do it because I'm riding anyway, and I love it anyway, and because I just love the art of it. I love looking back and seeing extremely high definition, high quality, and challenging myself to make the quality better every day. And I love the idea of knowing that one day in the future, when I'm not around anymore, I'll still be somehow like preserved or remembered through this like memory that I've left behind. And also the idea of knowing that there are thousands of people out there who may benefit from the information that I share while I'm doing these videos. So it's like I get to talk while riding. So it just adds and enhances. It adds to and enhances on an activity that I'm already doing, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my breakdown on how and like why and where to record yourself while riding if you want to get into it. The camera's about $500, the mics are about $100, and then everything else is just safety gear, which you probably already bought anyway. You're gonna make sure you want an M1 laptop, Mac or better. If it's a PC, just make sure it's like a high-end gaming PC. I guess that's the only way to describe it briefly. And if it's on a desktop or whatever, or an iPad, iPad should be an M1 or better, so that's iPad Pro. There's the 11-inch or the 12.9-inch. Personally, I prefer the 12.9, but that's really inconsequential. At first, I thought it was kind of essential, and the more money you put into it, the better, and the bigger, the better. But no, that's preference. They both work the same way. In fact, small might even be better if you need a compact package and you like to do work on the go. You're going to need a SD card. 512 gigabyte is the max, I believe, for the X3 camera. So that's like almost another $50 or $100 right there. So you're looking at about $600-700 plus iPad plus computer or whatever. So that could be upwards of $2,000. So three maybe $4,000. And then if you have a great wheel and great safety gear, that's another probably $4,000 or $5,000. So it's a $10,000 endeavor to be out here riding and recording. And I don't know how long it takes to make $10,000 on YouTube. I will probably estimate you're going to do this for free for the first couple of years, 2-3 years, until you finally get monetized and everything, unless, again, you're really good and you know what you're doing. But if you're just learning it like I am and just figuring it out on the go, then those first 2-3 years are free, and then probably the next 2-3 years are spent making double-digit dollars, you know, $10 here, $20 there. And then I'm guessing after that, once you hit that 7 or 10 year mark, I imagine that's when you start seeing 4-figure payments here and there. Again, if you're dedicated and do it right and do it well. So if that's the case, then go for it. If you're that committed and you really love it that much and you really want to do it that badly, that's my little synopsis for you. And the more you can integrate like something original and really high quality and something that really, you got to put yourself in the, you know, in the audience's like seat. You got to put in their position. So if something's going to be dreary to you, know that it's probably going to be dreary to the audience. If it's going to be something that doesn't excite you, or it's repetitive, or something that doesn't really get your juices flowing, then just know that the audience is probably going to have the same reaction. So I always give myself the click test. So if I'm on YouTube and I pick up my iPad, I'm ready to, you know, relax and enjoy some videos. Does my video stand a chance? Do I want to click on my own video in competition with other videos? Or am I like, oh no, other people want to watch that, I'm good on that? Then that probably means your work is very niche and very specific to a certain crowd, and is not going to be as widespread and proliferated as it should be if it's going to capture the interest and make the dollars that you want it to. So that means it should pass the taste test for you. So if you're like, ooh, I have all these videos on my feed, on my browse feature, ooh, but I want mine. I want to click on mine. I want to see the beautiful details. I want to hear what this guy's going to say. I can't wait to know like what topic we're going to discuss today, what the comments look like. This person's so random. He's so funny. He's a good storyteller, this, that, and the third. And if that's the case, that's when I think you start to potentially compete with people out there who are YouTubers, because you're not just competing against EUC YouTubers, you're competing with all of YouTube. You're competing with all of everything, really. Any way in the world someone can spend their time, you're competing with that. So like, why would they not do something else and come sit with you and watch you? What's the benefit and what's the trade-off factor? Is it something you just enjoy just inherently, or is there some value you're getting? Value is a big one, you know. You want to be putting out value. Or is it just you know the person and it's interesting for that reason? You're like, oh, I never get to see this person in this angle, like doing this, but I see them always in a different setting every day. But when I see them on this, it's interesting. So okay, so that's a very small number of people. That's a very few amount of people. So thank you. So just remember that, and then, you know, constantly challenge yourself and ask yourself the tough questions just to help yourself keep growing if you're really going to do it. And that's it. And then ride safe. Keep an eye out all around you. Don't get distracted by the camera and by the stuff like I do. And be safe and be careful out there. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I'll see all of you on the next one. Have a great day. Goodbye.